Balatro's already won the Game Awards. Kind of. Balatro is a dark horse in the Game of the Year category, and I've seen so many people slewing and ripping it apart online saying how it's just a boring card game, and how it shouldn't be in the nominees, and I had no clue if this game was any good. From what I've heard online, it was just poker. But we all know if it was just poker, it wouldn't be a nominee. So there must have been more to it, but people like to spin their own tale, or won't do any form of research on a game before forming an opinion. I saw it was nominated for the Game of the Year, and I thought, why not play it? Because I saw so many people clowning on it, saying it's just a card game, it shouldn't be nominated, it's got nothing on any of the other games, and I thought, there's got to be a reason it's been nominated, so I'm just gonna probably play through it. My friend played the game a while back and he said how good it was, so I bought it a few days back, and I've kept going back to it over and over again since because of how addicting and fun the gameplay is and how original it is. I would never have thought about mixing poker and a roguelite, and no one else has thought of it either other than these developers, and it works so well. Something I love about the roguelite genre is the synergies that you can get in some runs, especially when you figure them out all yourself. For example, the Bond of Isaac has hundreds of them, like getting Mom's Knife and Brimstone, so you're shooting a laser of knives out your mouth and it just shreds through the enemies. Balatro kind of has this synergy as well, but instead of attacking enemies you're building up score to try pass through the level. The Joker cards in this game are honestly amazing. They let you plan out your strong cards, and they let you build your multiplier and build up your score more if you just get certain Joker cards. Like one could make the 10 card way more valuable than any other card in the game, and then you could get certain cards in the game that let you find more 10 cards, but they're not Joker cards. You just have to plan and think about what cards you've got and what ones you're hoping to get maybe. But you won't always see the same cards, so you'll have to adapt and prepare to change your game plan in typical roguelite fashion, because there's over 150 different Joker cards for you to find in the game. I guess a lot of people just want to replay the same game over and over again, but with a different title, and it be an additional £70. The art for the game as well is beautiful, just the main menu is stunning, but I've seen so many people saying it doesn't look good, which is honestly one of the worst takes I've ever heard, next to Mario Wonder getting nominated last year over Pikmin 4. To say the game looks bad is just straight ignorant. Not every game has to be hyper realistic with ray tracing and all that crap. Let people get creative with it. I know art is subjective, but a lot of famous art pieces are known for being stylised and different, so rather than attacking a game for not looking like real life, can't we just appreciate the graphic designers and what they've done, especially considering that this is their first ever game that they've put out. I haven't seen anyone really talking about the OST for this game, and it isn't a long one either, but what they do have is amazing and it suits the game so well. I saw someone describe it as almost hypnotic, which is the perfect way to describe it. I've played the game for a little while now, and I just chill listening to the music. It's perfect poker music. Apparently the developers decided to go on Fiverr and commission someone to make the soundtrack, and holy shit, he smashed it out of the park. The people saying this game doesn't deserve a nominee and are attacking the game clearly don't have any form of respect for the indie game developers or the industry as a whole, to be honest, because games shouldn't be about who has the best story or the best graphics, but it should be about enjoyment, and I get this game isn't for everyone, but that's the same way Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't for me. But I can still appreciate what it done for the industry, exposing laziness and complacency. In that sense, Balatro has done something completely original and something extremely creative with both its art and gameplay, and the fact this is their first game ever, and they've been nominated for the Game of the Year, is a win on its own, and it's made so many people, me for an example, have eyes on the game and go out their way to buy and recommend the game. And you know what, fall in love with the game. I think this is one of the best games that's come out this year, to be honest. In fact, if people decide they want to dogpile on a game, why not dogpile on the DLC that somehow slips into the Game of the Year section? So, long story short, Balatro has earned its place as a nominee, and I'm so glad an indie game is being put up for it. And I hope this or Astrobot does win. A little side note before the video ends, the main people that are ripping the game apart is Black Myth Wukong fans, and I haven't played that game yet. I'm going to get round to it, but the sad thing is that the only thing I'm getting from that community is that they're incredibly toxic, always comparing Black Myth Wukong to every other game, saying it's the best game of all time, and sure you can think that, but you don't need to rip down every other game to prove that you think it's the best game ever.